Everybody got freedom of liberty and freedom of choice. So you don't force your life onto nobody. You live how you want to live. The next man see, he would adopt some of your principles, right? He would fight some of your principles, but you don't watch the fight. If you're comfortable with your liberty, you just go through. Because if you change, somebody gonna fight you. If you stay as you are, somebody gonna fight you. I ain't changing for nobody fight me.
Today I'm with...
My name is David Hinds.
What do you do at the moment?
Well, I do some jewelry. I'm a DJ. I make jewelry and I'm a DJ. I used to be an acrobat. But that was quite some time ago.
Obviously we're here today celebrating the 75th anniversary of the
Windrush.
There we go. So today you set out your little store with the jewelry and everything.
Yeah, self-made jewelry.
Self-made. So how long have you been doing that for, making the jewelry? And
I've been doing that since the 1980s. I've been doing that long. I've been traveling and doing that.
where are some of the places that you travel to?
Well, I've been in South America, been to Brazil, French Guiana, Dutch Guiana, Caribbean, I've been in Trinidad, Barbados, St. Lucia. Europe, I've been to Holland, Poland, Portugal, and Africa, I've been to Ghana and Ethiopia.
Okay, all from the 1980s, all those places.
Yeah.
It's a big reach. So
Yeah.
so at the moment now, you're in the UK. Have you been in the UK doing it for long, or you just move everywhere?
No, I've been in the UK doing it since I come forward. I've been here since in the 90s.
All right.
Yeah.
Is that the first time you came to the UK? Or?
Yeah. I used to teach acrobatics in schools. I'm very popular in South London.
All right.
As the mighty wanderer. And then I retire.
From doing the acrobatics?
Yeah, due to accident.
Oh, okay.
Motorbike accident.
Oh. And then you went back to...
I went back to jewelry, yeah.
All right.
And DJing, so.
Okay. Which one would you say you prefer, the DJing or the jewelry?
Both of them is a passion, but they're both within my level of creativity, because I don't sing people's songs, I sing my own lyrics, you know, and I make my own jewelry, so they're both is passions, you know.
Where did you learn to start making jewelry? Was it here or
No,
back?
Suriname, 1980. In Dutch Guiana, 1980.
Yeah.
And from then I never stopped.
Oh. So did you have any family that came from the Windrush generation?
Yeah, my mom came.
Oh, okay. So she came from Guyana to England during the...
From Ghana to Trinidad by plane, and from Trinidad to England by boat.
Do you remember what year that was, or around?
That was around probably 1961.
Do you know what she done when she came over here? Was it for work? Did she go straight into work, or?
I don't know what she did, because I didn't come with her, you know.
Yeah, all right.
I met her 38 years later.
Okay.
God rest her dead.
But you respect the whole movement of them coming over here and everything?
Yeah, well, you know, people get opportunities and they come, innit? So, I mean, I get mine and I come, you know, so, yeah, why not?
Would you prefer one day to go back home, or are you happier over here?
Well, time is the master, because, you know, things change, life change, feelings change, people change, you know. So, I can't really speak for the future in that aspect.
Yeah. Because I gained a general consensus from the Windrush that people came over here to find work, but they wanted to eventually take their wealth and go back home. But obviously, as we know, a lot of people stayed in the United Kingdom. So
it's not as easy as you think. Many people try to come to the UK or the United States or even Canada with the expectation that they can work an X amount of time and build a dream and go back. But lots of people end up staying here staying where they go for very many reasons. You know?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like a comfort zone. Sometimes they ain't got no family back home. For many, many, many reasons. Reasons beyond my imagination even, you know. But people just stay and make a life, get children, get into the system, you know, and just...
Get a bit comfortable.
Yeah, get a bit more comfort, you know. And some people just would come and at some point they will return. Some people will say no, they won't go back, but then 10 years down the line they got different thought in it.
Yeah.
So it's not something you can really say in the future. And I don't feel that anybody coming from any part of the Caribbean should just forget the native land.
Yeah.
And just don't even mix with the culture or even mix with the people.
How do you feel about like integration? Not integration, obviously we speak with one another, we're friends with one another, but like reproducing and carry on the Caribbean bloodline, because there's a lot of like mixed children these days and stuff like that. And obviously we're celebrating the 75th Windrush, and it's like in the next 25 years, will it be as popular? Will people really still keep carry on celebrating it?
But you see what it is now, right? The mistake that a lot of people make, a lot of parents make, and I say this openly, they do not take their kids to the Caribbean and give them some Caribbean life. So lots of British-born youths who claim to have Caribbean parents, they ain't got a clue about the Caribbean, they never even been, which is very bad. Because I think if it's not the mother, it's the father. Even if the parents separated, one of them should make the effort to take the kids to the country that they come from, so they could get a little more culture. Because in this country, they don't really open the culture for us very much. They give us a little space, but they don't give us enough space to really get our culture out there. We are kind of stifled with our culture. So kids need to go home to the parents' land. Don't just say, yeah, man, my father's Jamaican. You never been. Yeah, man, my father's St. Lucia, my mother Guyanese, and you never been to none of these places. That's the fault of the parents. I don't blame it on the kids.
Because a lot of the youth today, I'd say, they grew up learning their background through a lot of stereotypes and stuff, but they've never actually been there and seen how it's like.
The parents fail them in that aspect.
Maybe the cultures are dying because they come from abroad and kind of forget themselves in a way.
Yeah. I personally said there's no such thing as Black British.
Yeah.
Right? And there's no such thing as Afro-American. You're either African or American. Right? Take your pick. Don't ride the fence. So there's no such thing as Black British. Right? But they give you that when you're born here to say, yeah, okay, you're British, so you're black. Right? But had it been really so, they would not have actually sent away the Windrush generation people or bring an issue, any issue at all against the Windrush generation and the generation of the Windrush generation. Because we come to this country and build this country in all aspects: education, nursing, employment, civil service, everything. Right? And we came to fight their war. And we came to build their land. And we came to give them all the power that they've got. So it's a shame that they should turn around now and really look. I'm very much against it. That they should turn around now and want to chase away people.
Do you think the influence of music is respected? Like the Caribbeans are given their respect for what they've brought, music-wise, party-wise, to the culture over here.
Yeah, but you see, what has happened now with the music that we brought in the time as Windrush people, all the calypsos and all the different things we brought before reggae even come on the scene, and then the reggae come, and then England create the British Lovers Rock,
yeah,
right, which is big and large, because the reggae music is not all about revolution, it's not all about oppression, it's not all about ghettoology, right? Because remember, the Rastaman know how to love too, because the Rastaman is just a man, innit? So
Yeah.
him have love in him heart too. And we extend the love to a one love kind of thing. So we know about love. So the Lovers Rock, it was good that England brought that to the highlight. But now the music has evolved in such a way and gone to such a state that it's disgraceful to listen to some of the artists coming out of Jamaica and what coming out of their mouth for little children to hear. Right? It's not educative. It's bad boy business. It's rude boy business. And we don't really need to teach the children them gun talk and them kind of business. We need to educate the children. So the music media right now has gone slack and haywire.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not reggae. Dancehall music is not reggae, it's ragga. Right? And it doesn't represent peace and love and racial harmony and no harmony at all. Because it talks about killing and shooting boy and beating up and, you know what I mean? And the violence. The music's supposed to have a message.
Yeah.
That's what music is all about. So I'm very disappointed by lots of the Jamaican artists who hyping up and going on like bad boy and because Rasta and reggae music is not about badness. It's strictly goodness we're trying to bring to the people.
Do you see that influence of the music over there being brought over here in a way, with some of the youth starting to listen to some of the music from back home?
Yeah, because reggae is international, it's worldwide, and everybody's going to gravitate towards it. All nations gravitate towards reggae music, right? Reggae music is here to stay. It's not going to go anywhere. It's never going to die, right? But we need conscious roots music. Some producers have to stop thinking about big money and producing these slack artists. They're just thinking about money. And it ain't doing no good because, it educating the youth them into want to be a dandada or don't want to work for be a dandada, you understand?
Yeah.
So we don't really deal with that because that's not progress. That's destruction.
Because obviously, you see, you have Bob Marley here. He never really put across those messages, more life stories, storytelling, helping people grow kind of music.
That's what we need.
Yeah.
That's what we need. And everything we do is growth. Right? We're here to build and not to destroy. Yeah. So if we destroy youth's mentality, it ain't working, it can't work. Can't work. We need more peace, love, and racial harmony. We understand oppression, we understand there's what's going on, the different classifications of humanity, rich and poor and black and white and good looking and ugly and short and tall and all these differences. We're just humans, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Would you say there's a disconnect over here between Africans and Caribbeans, or
big time?
Do you think it's progressing though?
Well, I don't know, because they don't like us, They I find that a lot of the Africans from Africa, they tolerate us. They don't particularly like us. When we talk about going back to Africa, no, you're not African. Caribbean, Jamaica, and blah, blah, you know what I mean? Because stop all of that. Remember the ship come down the Atlantic, transatlantic slave, then drop off some here, they drop off some there. They could have drop off you uncle here, and you drop off there. And you auntie there. 3 different places for one family. And then they branch off and get their own family. And we got plantation names. We ain't got no African name. I bet you got the English name. I got one too. All my names is English names. And I'm not English. I was born in St. Patrick's Day. I got the name Patrick. I'm not a Christian. I'm not Irish. But I'm stuck with the name, innit? Yeah, but you see, the youths of today need to seek a bit into the culture and forget about some of the things that they're doing because it ain't really got no value. But if they hold on to the culture, and if they hold on to some things within the culture, They'll find themselves better when they're 25, 30. Right now they're searching. 18, 19, 22. They use them searching for a future. And it's hard because there's no preparation for them. Parents are struggling to even keep up with some of the kids. Right? And the kids are moving fast. And the excitement of vanity, having material things, has got the kids on a grip.
But you see, back in the Caribbean, especially before the Windrush generation and everything, they didn't really know about material things.
No, everybody was comfortable with what they got. Same as in Africa, everybody was comfortable before the white man come, before the Europeans or the Arabs them come. Everybody was cool. Everybody was living quite good. You know what I mean? Eating off of the soil. You know what I mean? Living quite good, making the clothes, everything off of the soil. Remember Europe coming underdeveloped Africa, you know, because we were a developed nation. The world's greatest library, Timbuktu, Africa. Right? Great kings, great pharaohs. Great everything, the River Nile, the source of life.
Yeah.
All right, so, you know.
What do you think needs to happen now, moving forward, so that the black people in this country carry on the culture and keep the faith from the generations before, what they would have wanted to happen when they came over here? What do you think needs to happen from here on for that to keep moving forward?
Like I said, they use them personally got to go into the culture, but you see people who promoting events based on a Windrush subject, I find it not good enough, right? I've been to a few Windrush things, and I don't see the emphasis on the Windrush. Like I've been to a big one, a proper one, right? And on the stage, there's a lot of nonsense was going on. The same bashment and the skin out and girls and body rider and wine up. And that has nothing to do with Windrush. That wasn't even there, right? You need to get people coming on the stage modeling like the people that will come off the boat with a little hat and a little briefcase and pass on the stage. You need calypsonians to come up there and sing. Not all this wine up Vibes Cartel music, right? I ain't laying a stone on Vibes Cartel, but he's one, right? All this music with the young girl winding up. And imagine there's children in the place.
Mm-hmm.
There's children in the place and you want to hear the slack lyrics and the songs playing loud in the park. Disgraceful, nothing to do with Windrush. We didn't bring it with Windrush. We brought culture. We brought our culture, right? You should got people selling little sugar cakes and little things where we just make back home and, you know what I mean? For the stalls and little cultural things, right? On the stage, you should have something depicting the Windrush. Anything. You don't even got a banner in front of the stage with the Windrush, Empire Windrush boat. You know what I mean? Something. People come up there and talk stories. Like I could come up and say, well, I'm from Guyana. My great-grandmother came from... My grandmother, really. My great-grandmother, no. My grandmother came in the 50s on the Windrush, right? God rest her dead, right? And my grandmother, and I could tell you stories. And my grandfather is the king of a music called Shanto music. It's in the Guinness Book of World Records. It's also on YouTube and Google it. You can find it, right? His name is Bill Rogers, and his real name is Augustus Hinds, A.K.A. Bill Rogers. And he's the first person to put Guyana on the recording map with a genre of music called Shanto. Now, Shanto is the music that made Calypso later on. And Calypso make soca and soca make chutney, and this is how it went in the Caribbean with the music, right? Kaiso, soca make kaiso, and kaiso make chutney, right? And this is how it go. But Shanto music started in 1930, right? My grandfather used to tour a lot of countries, all England, and used to come here and all the tickets sell out 3 months before he's world known, right? And now my uncle, which is his son, is the Calypso monarch and soca monarch in Guyana more than once. And he's ruling it. You know, so these kind of music is what you want to hear. Early Sparrow music, and these kind of music you want to hear a lot at Windrush thing. It's not about reggae and bashment. Bashment had no place.
So you think now we're starting to embrace different kind of culture.
Jamaica.
It's not
You're embracing Jamaica.
But
You're
not the
promoting
Caribbean.
Jamaica.
Not everyone that came with the Windrush is just
No,
mainly...
it's not about Jamaica alone.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of people came from Barbados to fight the war. A lot of people came and drive buses and stuff from Barbados and them places. Right? But Jamaica, because they were colonialized so long, they think they got top over everything. But they suffered the bloody most under colonial rule. Right? Jamaica suffered the most under colonial rule.
But do you think because they suffer the most, that's why they celebrate the most from getting some kind of freedom and independence?
Yes, but you got to hold your corner, you got to hold your lane. It's not everything is about Jamaica. Windrush is not about Jamaica. Jamaica independence, you can play all the Jamaica wherever you want. You can play Jamaica like you're heading good. Windrush is about the Caribbean. You go to African festival and they're playing Jamaican music. You go to a Guyanese festival and they're playing Jamaican music. I go to all these things, so I know. Right?
So there needs to be a greater representation for the other.
Of course. Play some Jamaican music. Yeah, when you sign nothing, we not left for Jamaica. Jamaica run things and whatever, right? But to the event, play what the event called for.
Yeah.
If it's an Afrobeat event, you can't play no Jamaican reggae. Jamaica ain't got no Afrobeat stars, no Afrobeat artists. Me never hear but none. You could play St. Lucia because they got Afro, they got Dennery segment, they got their own music and they just play the Dennery. But they play Jamaican too. Well, all right, let me play some Jamaican. We've come to meet everybody in the Caribbean. But stick to Windrush. You can play Jamaican music for party people and everything, a nicer place. But you should play some old Rocksteady, the Ken Booth and them kind of thing there. So because them was in the era when these people was running things, right? And you could play some Scatterlights and you could go back even more. You could play some Pokemon, you could play some Quadrille. Because there's Jamaican music, but this is what came on the boat. Reggae didn't come on the boat, reggae didn't make yet. Reggae come off of Rocksteady. And Rocksteady come off of Ska. So before though, it's them calypso and them kind of West Indian storytelling songs. You could play Merry Men from Barbados, you got people, you got things that you could play that the young people would love to hear. I'm telling you, they'd love it.
But I think maybe it's a problem where a lot of the adults that are doing these events and so forth, they don't even know about...
Them is the ones. The promoters. Because me as a promoter, if I was promoting the festival I been to the other day was for Windrush. If I was a promoter and I bring some artists and I see they come up on stage right away, I take them off the stage. I say right away, no. You can't sing that, you can't do that. Sorry. I'd stop the show and bring them off. The one like me. I'd be rude. Because you can't come bring nonsense to the sensible thing, man. Children in the place. Let the children them know. Somebody come up there from St. Lucia. What was nice, I said, okay, now we're going to bring up some people from St. Lucia. St. Lucia people come up. Yeah, everybody with the St. Lucia flag. St. Lucia people feel nice. But the little children them, you ain't telling them nothing but St. Lucia. You singing all the wind-up thing.
So that's what they grow up thinking. This is our culture.
You know, some of them will grow thinking that, boy, me want to go St. Lucia for that because they too decent for that. Tell them about the Petons, tell them about this, tell them about somebody
the little activities that they do.
and tell them something about the island. If you come from Dominica, come up there and tell me something about Dominica. I never been, but I would like to hear wherever you got to say about Dominica, right? Then somebody from St. Kitts, there's somebody from wherever they come from. You come up there for represent your country on this day, not for show off yourself and go on like. You come for represent your country on this day's Windrush, bruv. The answer to all your questions is standing right in front of you in a mirror. There's nobody going to answer your questions for you. And there are more questions than answers. So you'll always be left at a point of no decision. We're gonna have to do fence riding. You don't know. Maybe. That's why they got the word like maybe. So you just gotta be yourself, however you feel to go. Even your parents will be against you. Because they don't understand you make the child, you don't make the mind of the child. So the child comes along with his own encounters, his own philosophies, his own ideologies. But he's in your house, so he's gonna toe the line with some. But eventually, you can't be living at your parents' house when you're 30. Can't be living at your parents' house when you got a woman with a child. Start going around and look for poor people children and include them and teach them my art, show them all my skills. Every afternoon I got them, showing them skills, teaching them things. This is how you do the back flip. This is how you do the front flip. This is how you do the somersault. This is how you balance the chair upon your chin. This is how you balance the table, blah, blah, blah. And then I combine it and carry them out and we make money. And bam, I get them money, bam, bam, bam. You know, even when I come to England and I start working with kids in the schools, I used to work at St. Bernadette's and I used to carry all the kids them in a bus to other schools to perform or train them. I got them all on DVD, right? And I film it. And the kids them performing from one school to another school. These are the kids are training. And I had top students in the school group. So when I got festivals and things like these and things, I'd bring them to perform and pay them. Some parents just tell me, no, don't give them no money. They like what they're doing. You don't have to pay them.
That's a bit of encouragement.
And I just say, hey, come Taro, look. Hold this, buy some ice cream and chocolates. The name on see, right? Put in your pocket. Because I need to pay them. They're working. And they're working good. And they need to see that they could earn money from this. They don't have to go into drugs. They don't have to go into crime. You got this talent. You could promote yourself. Later when you don't know me, you don't see me around, you could go to clubs and you could promote yourself. You could go to festivals, you could go to things, concerts, you could promote yourself if you so want to do it. You know? I got good students, like there's a guy called Terrell Lewis. And when he was a child at Christ Church School, I used to teach him. Now he's a big calisthenics man. Big time. Big time. And he gives me the maximum respect anyway he see me. Because I was the man who teach you to stand up on your hand, teach you first backflip. And now he's on the bars doing all kind of things. He's a master. He teaches people these things. He goes places and teaches people. He's a master in the art. And I got lots of other students like that all over the world. Venezuela, Colombia, Mexico, New York. All people that I groom, I teach and get them my skills. And they're out there now. They're still working. And I retired due to accident, motorbike crash. You know, but I've done it, you know, I've done it. I've been performed lots of places on big stages with big artists and, you know, and like I tell you, I could say it anyway. I could say it to the BBC, I could say it anywhere in the world. I'm the king for the acrobatics in Guyana, country I come from. Started in 1966, stopped in 2015. 49 years, going 50.
The king of acrobats,
Yeah.
jewelry maker, DJ,
Yeah.
jack of all trades.
Yeah, man, nothing. I do nothing.
Respect, David. Nice
Respect.
talking to you, man.
All right.
Respect.